Carolyn. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all the supplements that I've been using to manage my PCOS. Just an FYI disclaimer, this is not to be taken as medical advice. This is purely for informational purposes, sharing with you what I use to help me personally manage my PCOS, so that you can hopefully get some ideas and you can look into and discuss with your doctor or healthcare professional if these supplements might also benefit you. So the majority of this information I learned from one of my favorite resources. This is PCOS SOS by Dr. Felice Gersh. She is an amazing integrative health practitioner, board certified OBGYN and PCOS expert. She has been instrumental in my journey to healing my PCOS naturally, and I highly recommend picking up this book if you have not already. It is a wealth of information. So I also have a few notes here just so I don't miss anything, because I really want to share with you as much information I can about these supplements so that you can, take this information to your healthcare provider, look into it, research it, and figure out if these supplements might also benefit you on your PCOS healing journey. Now, this supplement I'm going to talk about first because it is seriously my ride or die, my number one PCOS supplement, and it is Ovasitol. Now, Ovasitol is a inositol, which is a nutrient found in many healthy foods, and it's also made by our bodies. This particularly is a combination of two different inositols, myo and D-chiroinositol, and it is in a 40-to-1 ratio, which is what our body prefers. That's what is naturally occurring in our bodies. So it is very beneficial in that exact ratio. Now, sometimes inositols are referred to as vitamin B8, but it's actually not a vitamin. So what exactly does inositol do? It does a lot. So let me explain it to you. It influences the body's response to insulin and hormone. It's an antioxidant that can reduce the damage of free radicals. Now, this particular Ovasitol has been proven to improve menstrual regularity, insulin sensitivity, ovarian health, and improve egg quality. So that is huge for women with PCOS. Those are things that a lot of us PCOSers struggle with, and this is amazing for it. I have also personally found that because of its effects on improving insulin sensitivity, it is so good at reducing cravings, which if you have insulin resistance, cravings can be a huge struggle for us. So it comes in a 3-month supply, since that's sort of the amount of time that you'll take to notice like a significant improvement. You can stop it after 3 months, but I have not stopped it. I've been going strong on this for well over a year, and seriously, I can't imagine ever stopping it. It is so important to my PCOS journey, keeping me on track, reducing my cravings, improving my insulin sensitivity. I'm all done having children, so I'm not going to be using it for the fertility benefits, but I did use this to help me get pregnant with my daughter, and I swear that is what helped me get pregnant with her so quickly. So you can get this from the Theralogics website. I'll link it in the description box. There's also a code you can use to get 15% off. It is not my code. I do not make any money for it. It's from a nutritionist that I follow. So it's her code, and it'll give you 15% off. So just sharing it just so you can save some money. But I love this company. You'll see me use a lot of their supplements in this video because I really trust them based on the amazing results that I've gotten with Ovasitol. So seriously, if you haven't already, look into it. Next up, I'm going to be talking about my Omega3 supplement. I also get this from the same company, Theralogics. This is what it looks like. The inflammation and insulin resistance associated with PCOS can cause a variety of health conditions. Balancing your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio can be very beneficial for reducing inflammation within the body. But that can be very difficult to do with diet alone, so that's where supplementation can help pick up the slack. The standard American diet is very high in omega-6s due to the vegetable oils and processed foods. And unless you're eating at least like 2 servings of cold water fish per week, it can be really hard to get enough omega-3s in your diet. Our bodies do not produce omega-3s. You have to consume them through your foods. So supplementing can just help pick up the slack to keeping that omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in balance, which is going to help prevent obesity. Let's see what else. So fish oil can be helpful with reducing high triglycerides, painful periods, and improving insulin sensitivity. all three things that women with PCOS tend to struggle with. So again, unless you're eating at least 2 servings of cold water fish per week, you might want to consider supplementing with a high quality omega-3 supplement. And if you're not sure, examples of cold water fish can include mackerel, tuna, salmon, sturgeon, mullet, bluefish, anchovy, sardines, herring, trout. I love salmon. I probably eat it maybe once a week, once every 10 days possibly, but I'm definitely not eating like 2 servings per week. Sometimes I eat tuna, but again, I can't say I consistently eat 2 servings per week. So I'm definitely going to be continuing with my omega-3 supplement and getting those nice high quality omega-3 fatty acids to, get all those wonderful health benefits from. Okay, next up I have my multivitamin. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I also get this from Theralogics. So just a little tip I have when searching for a multivitamin is to look for one where some of the ingredients are methylated. A certain percentage of the population have difficulty breaking down certain vitamin supplements. So getting the methylated version will just make it so much easier for your body to break them down, and you'll be able to absorb them and get all the health benefits from them. So vitamins like B12 and folic acid or folate are 2 that often are available in a methylated version. So this one by Theralogics has the folate in the methylated version. So again, especially if you're trying to conceive, we all know how important folate is for the baby to be born healthy. This particular multivitamin doesn't have a methylated B12, which is something I sort of wish that it did. So I might consider, looking around, shopping around, seeing if I can find one that has a methylated B12 as well. But the fact that the folate is methylated, I think that's a big plus for this one. A lot of them that you'll find sort of like your generic stores and drugstores, they're not going to be methylated, so it's just not as high quality. It's not going to be as easy for your body to absorb. So just something to keep in mind as you're shopping around for a multivitamin. Okay, next up, let's talk about vitamin D. This is just my generic vitamin D that I take. Now, vitamin D is so important because a large percentage of women with PCOS and the population in general have vitamin D deficiency. We're indoors, we're wearing sunscreen, we're not getting that wonderful vitamin D from our sun exposure, and vitamin D is so important for a large number of reasons. So for women specifically with PCOS, it is important to get your vitamin D level checked because if it's low, it can contribute to insulin resistance, menstrual irregularities, infertility, hyperandrogenism, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. All the things that women with PCOS are at high risk for, things that we want to avoid to live long, healthy lives. Not to mention, we are in a global pandemic and vitamin D is crucial for maintaining your immune system. So please get your level checked. Check with your doctor, find out how much you're going to need to get an optimal vitamin D level. It's important to recognize that even your vitamin D level can be in the conventional normal range. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's optimal. Mine was around 30, which I think is like on the lowest end of what is considered normal. But from everything I've read in my research, 50 is considered, minimum of 50 is considered optimal. So I am definitely supplementing with vitamin D to try to boost my level. Hopefully the next time I get it checked, it is more in that optimal range so I can get all the health benefits from it. Next up, I'm going to talk about Maca Root. This is from the brand Gaia Herbs. I will be linking all of these in the description box below. If you haven't heard of Maca Root before, it's something called an adaptogen. Now, when our bodies do not regulate our insulin levels, which is very common in PCOS, it can lead to higher levels of those male type hormones that we call androgens. And that's what's responsible for all those pesky PCOS side effects that we hate, like hirsutism, which is unwanted hair growth on our face and body, androgenic alopecia, which is male pattern baldness, and acne, which I seriously struggle with. But luckily, adaptogens can help balance those levels of our androgens and minimize those side effects. So it also has many other wonderful benefits that people with PCOS can benefit from, like boosting our fertility, libido, balancing our cortisol levels, which are often way too high with PCOS. And it can also help with depression, which is another serious side effect of PCOS that is not often talked about, but is extremely common. So Maca Root is amazing for so many wonderful reasons. It's one of the herbs that I've started taking more recently, so I look forward to seeing its benefits hopefully in the near future. So again, I'll link this in the description box so you can check it out and see if it might be right for you. Okay, next up is curcumin. Now, curcumin is a powerful anti-inflammatory. It is the active component in turmeric. If you've watched any of my cooking videos, you know that I love cooking with turmeric. This is also from the Gaia Herbs company. So curcumin is wonderful for reducing insulin resistance, and its anti-inflammatory effect on the liver can help prevent fatty liver disease. It's also protective against high blood pressure, cancer, and promotes brain health. So many wonderful benefits that women not only with PCOS can benefit from, but the majority of the population probably could benefit from curcumin or turmeric supplement. I have noticed that my joint pain is significantly decreased. I was starting to get really achy knees, and I was worried that I was getting old. But cutting out gluten and starting to take this, I have no more knee pain. So very relieved that I'm not getting old. It was just inflammation in my body from, probably a combination of many things. But taking this anti-inflammatory, cooking with turmeric, cutting out gluten has really reduced the inflammation in my body, and I feel better than I have probably in the last 10 years. So next supplement that I take and can't live without is my collagen powder. I've tried a whole bunch, but I always end up coming back to this one by Vital Proteins. This is their collagen peptides powder. It's wonderful. I use 2 scoops of it every day in the morning to help me get my high protein breakfast. Having a high protein breakfast is crucial for regulating your blood sugar for the day. If you're skipping breakfast or just eating something with very little protein, you are seriously setting yourself up for failure. Having a high protein breakfast is so important for women with PCOS. I try to eat at least 30 to 40 grams of protein with my breakfast every morning, and there's no way I could get that without using my collagen peptides. You can dissolve it in hot or cold liquids. I find it dissolves really well in my morning coffee. You can barely taste it, but I have been trying to eat a breakfast smoothie, a high protein breakfast smoothie every morning for breakfast lately, and I just blend it right in there with my smoothie, and you can't even taste it. This flavor is awesome. I know it comes in so many other flavors and varieties, but I always use the unflavored one. So 2 scoops of this gives you 18 grams of protein. So again, this really helps me get my protein in my breakfast every morning. I use this and my protein powder for my smoothie, and I get that wonderful balanced breakfast that really sets me up for success. And it's not just the protein in it. Obviously, you could use a protein powder. Collagen has so many other benefits, like for your hair, your skin, your nails. Seriously, my nails have never been stronger than they have since I've started taking collagen. I think my skin has been looking younger and healthier. My hair is pretty good. So I think that I'm getting a lot of benefits from using this. I've used it for quite a while, probably at least 2 years. So I get it on Amazon. I do the subscribe and save, so I get a little discount, makes it more affordable. But again, look into a collagen powder, especially if you want to bump up the protein in your breakfast, and also get wonderful benefits from it for your hair, skin, and nails. Next up, I want to talk about the Gaia Liver Support. I'm going to insert a picture here because for some reason I can't find it. I'm not sure if I'm out. I might have to order another one. Now, this is not a supplement that I take every day anymore, but last year when I was really just starting out on my PCOS journey, my symptoms were out of control. It is definitely something I was taking every day. Now, if you're not familiar with what it is a liver support that helps support our liver in its natural detoxification pathways. Now, women with PCOS are more prone to developing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, so this just helps support the health of our liver. And now, although I don't take it every day, since I've lost a considerable amount of weight, I've really been trying to balance my hormones over the last year. I don't think that I need it every single day, but if I am sort of indulging in food or especially alcoholic beverages, if I'm going to a party or on vacation, then this is something that I turn to take just to help my body kind of detox those food or drinks and just, sort of help me get back on track. Last but certainly not least is something that's technically not a supplement because it's a prescription medication, but since I've been taking it for the past year, I wanted to include it so I can be completely transparent with you. Now, last June, I was prescribed spironolactone. If you're not familiar, it's a prescription medication that helps women with PCOS lower their androgens. As I mentioned previously, those are the male type sex hormones that are responsible for the male pattern baldness, the unwanted hair growth on our face and bodies, and especially acne, which is what I was really struggling with last year. Last summer, I was at like the worst point of my health I have ever been. My weight was sky high, my acne was out of control, I was fatigued all day, like it was just a very low point for me. So I went to my dermatologist trying to get help with my acne, and she prescribed me that, and I was just so desperate to clear up my face that I was like, I'm gonna take it. And that's the thing, I have no problem with people who want to take pharmaceuticals. If that's what you need to get you through whatever you're going through, then go ahead and do it. There is no shame in that. However, pharmaceuticals are only going to be a band-aid because they never treat the underlying cause of what is going on. So even though the spironolactone is great at reducing androgens, my skin is, considerably better than it was last year. I just went on vacation, so I have a few more breakouts than I usually do because I was having things like ice cream and cheese, and dairy always breaks me out. But it is not going to treat the underlying cause, meaning whenever you decide to come off of it, because who wants to be on a medication forever, all your symptoms are going to come back. I do plan to come off the spironolactone hopefully by the end of the year, when I feel like my health is, really under control, my diet is really clean, because honestly, even though the spironolactone helped with my acne a lot, I find that my acne is 100% diet related, specifically related to dairy. When I am really good about keeping dairy out of my diet, my face is crystal clear, and when I, let it sneak back in, that's when I start breaking out. So my plan is to come off of it, but again, if you are really struggling with the symptoms of high androgens, you can definitely consider it. But just know it's not going to be treating the underlying cause. If you decide to come off of it, it's probably going to come back unless you're making diet and lifestyle changes, which is really what my channel is all about. All right, so that's the end of this video. Those are all the supplements that I am currently taking or have been taking. I hope that you found this video informative and helpful, that it was a nice starting point for you. If you're not taking any PCOS supplements, you have sort of an idea of where to start so that you can sort of research them, talk about them with your doctor, see what's going to be right for you. Again, this is not to be taken as medical advice, even though I am a nurse. I am not, your nurse. I'm not your doctor. I can't sort of tell you this is what you should be taking. This is what I am taking and what works for me personally. So again, I'm going to try to link all of these in the description box below, include any codes that I might have to save you any money, and you can check them out for yourself and hopefully incorporate some of them, if you can, safely into your routine. And I hope that you see the wonderful, amazing benefits that I've seen in my own personal health. So again, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.